Hey YouTube, what's going on? So I was just reading through an article someone sent me on a message board, and I felt kind of compelled to make this really quick video right before I go to work. The name of the article is called Imaginary Friends, and it's in the Boston Globe, which link is going to be on the sidebar over here or down here if you're on the beta channels. This goes somewhat with a recent surge of comments I'm getting regarding how super duper close the end is and how earthquakes are increasing and so forth. You know, because it's so close to the end. I mean, really close. The subtitle of the article is, in 2009, crime went down. In fact, it's been going down for a decade. But more and more Americans believe it's getting worse. Why do we refuse to believe the good news? So a couple quick blurbs from the article I thought worth mentioning, so I'm going to read through this article real quick. Across the country, FBI data shows that crime last year fell to lows unseen since the early 1960s, part of a long trend that has seen crime fall steeply in the United States since the mid-1990s. The murder rate rose and fell over the 20th century, climbing to an early peak in 1933, then dropping sharply and staying low through the Depression, World War II, and into the 1960s. It rose to a record level in 1974 and broke that record in 1980 and stayed prodigiously bloody through the early 1990s. Now in 1994, the murder rate started to fall, and it's been falling ever since. Rape, robbery, and aggravated assault have dropped along with it. Last year was no exception. According to the preliminary FBI data, the murder rate dropped 10% from 2008 to 2009. Robbery fell by 6.5%, aggravated assault fell 3.2%, and auto theft was down a whopping 18.7%. In a normal person's memory, the emotional impact of watching a single crime story can outweigh even the most persuasive statistics in a newspaper. Brian Kaplan, an economics professor at George Mason University who has written about the phenomenon, said, "It's one thing to be more pessimistic than it is justified. It's another thing if your pessimism isn't even responsive to objective reality." That's a lot of quotes, but you know, you get the gist. The article is a fantastic read, so definitely go check it in the sidebar here. Now, on the earthquake front, I'm going to post a link on the sidebar over here. You'll see that earthquakes fluctuate, and you'll see a steady increase, then it will drop off. So while you may see that the 2000s are more earthquake-ridden than the 1990s, you'll also see that the 1980s were more earthquake-ridden than both of them. There's no steady increase. It kind of goes in spikes, you know, up and down, up and down. So I guess my question from this video, when you're telling me and people at the door that times are getting so much worse, what statistics are you even looking at? All the data points that we are less violent than even in that mythic point of the early 1960s, or the 1950s for that matter. We're lower than it was before World War II. I'd like to know, what exactly are you folks looking at? So Tim Kilgore, signing off.